Hey, my name's Barry and I'm from the UK.
Damian, thank you very much that you invited us here.
Yeah, Damian is from Poznań and there's
Jason from California.
Okay, so which of these places is the most exciting one to live in?
Poznan.
Poznan.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
all of
experienced Poznań so far, but I love Edinburgh as well.
Edinburgh.
California, though, sounds so exciting to me, California.
Yes, we have a lot of sunshine and...
And your family lives there.
San Francisco, of course my family lives there, so that's very important for me.
So, in case your wife is listening, do you have anything to say?
I love you. Moi kochania. Moi żona kochania.
Okay, as you can imagine, she's Polish actually, so that is why you hear this language. And if we speak about Barry, he's a former radio presenter.
Well, no, I studied radio and I did it for a few years during university. But now I run my own business in the UK and I'm also part of the startup which we're going to be talking about today, which is QUPI.com.
Okay, which is your business, like the one that's your main business?
We work in publishing and IT as well. A lot of marketing sort of side of things.
Publishing, what do you publish for example?
We publish local magazines in the UK, in print and online.
Okay, Damian, are you happy to introduce your friends to Poznań or do they not need to be introduced anymore?
Introduce them to Poznan. No, they don't need to be introduced. Like they live here for long enough and they know many people here, maybe even more than I do at that point.
How many years have you been in Poznań, Barry?
Personally, I've been coming back and forward from the UK to Poznan for just over 2 years now. So I've spent quite a lot of time in the city and yeah, I know where you can get a good beer.
Jason?
I've lived here for about a year and a half, and I've been back and forth for 3 years now.
3 years?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good enough, and then it was long enough to find the love of your life, right?
Apparently so.
Okay. Thank you very much. So there's Jason, there's Barry, and there's Damian, and there is Imagine Dragons. Believer is the song that I am about to recommend, but there also will be music from Scotland.
There will.
And there will be music from America. Yes. Well, Imagine Dragons might be from America, actually.
I believe so.
Yes, of course. This is International Poznań, and we're just beginning the show. You're listening to MC Radio. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the show. We're just beginning another episode, and this one is with people interested in studying medicine, although that's not the final way of introducing you, but that's just the beginning. It is my pleasure to host you. There's Barry from Scotland.
Hi there.
There's Damian from Poznań, from Poland.
Poznan, cześć.
And there's Jason from California.
Hello.
That is all great to have you in here. I'm really thankful. Are you an international team? An international group of friends, maybe?
I like to believe so.
We started as friends and now we are a team of like businessmen.
Entrepreneurs. Young entrepreneurs?
Yeah, you could say that.
We still feel young, kind of.
I'm still young. I don't care about you people. I'm still young.
In your 30s, I guess?
I'm actually the youngest here.
Yeah, early 30s.
Yeah, early 30s for us.
So Damian is not 30.
I'm 27.
Okay, 27. Okay. And you all met for the first time in Poznań, but long ago?
We met 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. Me and Jason, I mean. And with Barry, about half of a year afterwards.
What was the Scottish Barry doing in Poland?
I was visiting a business colleague of mine from the UK, and
okay, so it supposedly had to do with business.
Well, we do a lot of business together, and he ended up moving over here, and he said I just had to come and check it out, and I came and stayed for a couple of weeks, and I really liked it, and due to my business all being online, I was able to work sort of from anywhere, so I chose Poznan for 6 months, and it's turned out to be back and forth with the UK for about just over 2 years now. So I kind of fell in love with the city, and I have a girlfriend here now.
Okay.
But I'm back and forward with the UK with various different business aspects. So being in Poznan allows me to enjoy the Polish lifestyle, but work in the UK. Just
what is
online.
there to be enjoyed about the Polish lifestyle? Co doceniamy w polskim stylu życia?
The Poznan lifestyle, I guess. I just enjoy the differentness of it, and I think everything's kind of new to me.
Container vibe.
It's the beer. Just say it's the beer.
The beer, yeah, the beer kind of helps. No, it's just a very nice country, and being here for a week, I decided to come back and stay for a little bit longer. And I think for the rest of my life, I'll always like coming back to Poland.
Really?
For
Okay.
small
That's a declaration.
times, you know. Yeah.
When we compare Poland to Scotland, then I feel like Scotland might win when it comes to beautiful landscapes and the picturesque views. Takie
Sometimes.
piękne krajobrazy są.
Yeah, especially when you shoot it with drone. But I personally love whiskey from Scotland because it's usually single
so
malt.
that is your
Yeah.
big connection to Scotland.
No, it's true. I bring whiskey, Scottish whiskey,
Hearing from
from
Jason?
America to Poland all the time for. Well, I actually married a Polish girl, so for the.
You married a Polish girl.
I did marry a Polish girl, so it's for the in-laws, for the family members. They love the whiskey from Scotland. So.
So a California guy comes to Scotland to bring whiskey for his in-laws.
Yes, pretty much.
And Barry, we're coming back to Barry. Is it true that you've worked on the radio?
I actually have a degree in radio and TV production. So I was on the FM waves for around about 2 years in the city of Sunderland in the northeast of England. And I
Radio presenter?
radio presenter with music thrown in. The show was around 2007, and basically the show was based around free music that you could find online. I would only play things that you could download legally free online, and it was the free music show. So yeah.
But it was on FM radio.
It was on FM, yeah.
Something you could listen to when driving a car in the UK.
Well, actually, I used to record one of the shows, and I would go home to my family home in the weekend and time it just right so that when I was driving into the city, I could listen to my show. I'm sure you've done it as well, right?
It's called air check.
It's called air check.
They're laughing because they feel like it's narcissism to listen to yourself.
No, never.
But it actually helps.
You've got to improve it, and you've got to look at it from the side of the user itself.
Perspective.
You know? Yeah, nice perspective.
What do you think about it, Jason?
I actually do. I teach medicine on YouTube. So
Right, you're a YouTuber, so
I am
that's
a
not
YouTuber.
only voice, it's also you.
Yeah, it's a lot of me. So you get to hear yourself on the radio. I get to watch myself.
What does it feel like? A YouTuber that is able to watch himself.
It's weird.
Still?
Yeah, I mean, like I try to be very professional about it and just get the material, edit it, make sure it's right and accurate. If it's not, reshoot it. That's
Okay.
It's important to do to provide good information on the YouTube videos.
What name should my listeners look for?
My YouTube channel is Future Doc DOC House HOUSE because I'm a fan of House the drama series.
Yeah, Dr. House.
Dr.
Okay.
House, yeah.
So it's Future
Doc
Docs?
DOC Doc House HOUSE.
Okay, that is really nice. But if I ask about your Asian name or Chinese name, that has to do with having a great heart, right?
Well, yeah, my father, my mother's father, my grandpa, gave me a name to try to guide the child as they grow up. And the name that my grandfather gave me was Shorun, which means a person with a good heart, an honest person.
Do you sometimes think about it?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is something that the name is very important in the culture, and
But you don't really use it, so I would think that it might be forgotten.
true because of the American name, but it's always there. I mean, the first Chinese characters that my parents taught me is my name in Chinese, Shorun. So this is it's very important in our culture to try to bestow that identity to that child.
How often do you allow yourself for some Chinese nostalgia?
It happens, probably, when we always try to take the good from our culture. So my name, I feel like, is a good part of my culture. The food, is a good part of my culture. And probably work ethics and discipline is a good part.
Being a person who is really dedicated to his or her work,
Yeah.
does that mean that it's being close to a workaholism state?
That's what my wife tells me, but
Your wife is Polish, right?
my wife is
And her
Polish.
name is?
Her name is Isabella.
Isabella, okay. So, would you say that your wife suggests that you work too much?
My wife wants me to work, but she also wants me around, and there's always a delicate balance. I have to.
Work-life balance. How do you?
Yeah, work-life balance.
What is your approach?
Fortunately, I work at home, so I try to do as much work-life balance because I'm at home without a scenario. But most of the time, I try to just wait until she falls asleep, and then I sneak out to the office. And
Okay, so she might already be asleep and you work during the night.
yes,
But gladly they are in California, so there's a different
when-
time. And that's when I comes in and we can have a meeting.
Okay, so
online.
the night in California is the daytime in Poland.
Yeah,
And that's how you
exactly.
work. Because you guys, there's Barry, there's Damian, and there's Jason. 3 nationalities, Scottish, Polish, and American. And there is a wonderful connection between you guys because you work from home, but you also work from distant parts of the world together. And what happens is that you just visit Poznan sometimes, right?
I try to
I'm
visit-
speaking to Barry
Okay.
and to Jason.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
try to
Jason.
visit Poznan every 6 months. That's the agreement I have with my wife.
Not more often. That's the rule or
Well, minimum.
minimum because
Twice-
she wants
twice a
to
year.
visit her
Of
family.
course, she wants to visit her family.
How did it happen that you brought her to the States rather than she brought you to Poland? Mostly, in most cases, the girls decide, and they usually decide to be in their hometown.
Yeah, how did you swing it?
My parents are much older than her parents, about 20 years difference. And so I did tell my wife that we should spend as much time as we can with my parents first.
Right.
As their time is much more limited. And of course, when the time comes, then we will spend time in Poland for her parents. We actually purchased property here, so we are already making the plans for the transition. So
Okay.
when that happens, it happens. Yeah.
That makes sense. I would like us to hear from Alex Adher, and that is just a moment when we're taking a brief break. I'm so glad that the listeners of International Poznań are around because there's a really inspiring group of young men who cooperate and they are trying to make a change in the startup world when it comes to medicine. Coming back to International Poznań make me feel better. I really hope that this is not just the title of this song, but it also is what you feel like when you are listening to International Poznań. My name is Maciej Kautz, and there's Barry, and there is Damian, and there's Jason.
Hi.
What is the atmosphere in the studio?
Atmosphere's
Barry.
great. Atmosphere's great. Everyone's smiling. Everybody's excited to be here. We've just come in from a very nice day outside. Poznan's finally got
Finally, right?
dobra
Nice
pogoda.
Dobra pogoda. That's not something. That's not a combination of words. Dobra pogoda that you hear so often. I mean, we all remember the winter and how long it was. Okay, so the weather is fine. Is it also a good time for your company?
Guess it's like very intense time. For a few months before, we were just developing platform, and no one was really aware of that. So it was kind of slower. And now we started marketing. So in a month, we've gained more than 2,000 subscribers, users of the platform. There are already people watching us, what we're doing.
And waiting for next steps.
Exactly.
Barry?
Hey, Damien, why don't you summarize exactly what it is we do for anyone that may have just tuned in?
Right, that is a very good idea. We are talking to people who are responsible for QUPI.
Yeah.
QUPI.
And QUPI is
QUPI is
a startup
the
from Poznan.
largest, the startup for Poznan, and
What does it
also
do?
the largest medical question bank meant for medical students to practice their knowledge.
It is all supposed to prepare them for the exam of their life.
Yeah, all the licensing exams, because we start from the major ones, but we would like to expand. Once we prove the idea, we would like to also cover maybe nurses, for instance.
Yeah, well, medicine is pretty much universal. It's a universal topic. Nurses can use our databases as well as dentists and, of course, doctors. And we want we want to basically market this database, this question database, to people who are going to have to pass their medical school exams as well as their license exams at the end of medical school.
Okay, so will it really change a lot in the life of a student when they can actually enter your database, they can open your app and check their knowledge?
We're hoping that that's what it'll do. We're hoping that we can create something that people will take with them on the tram or on the way to university, even studying for a particular exam that might be coming up. For example, physiology. You may want to answer some questions on your way to that exam without having to pull out several books. There's several other factors included, such as having too many books.
You should see medical books. They are huge. I just got 5 like 2 days ago for the footage because we will have a video created. So that's so heavy. Like it was almost 10 kilos, just 5 books.
Is there one of you, or is there maybe many that are actually connected to medicine, that have maybe studied medicine, or is any of you a doctor?
Well, I've studied medicine for
Jason?
8 years, and I didn't really finish medicine, but it doesn't mean I don't love medicine. I still teach medicine on YouTube, obviously. And I think medicine is important. I think the world needs more doctors. And I've always wanted the knowledge of medicine to be much more affordable than it currently is right now.
And that it's just more available and readily available.
And readily available. So that's the goal of, my life goal, of course, is to make all the videos necessary for basic medical knowledge. And, of course, make a QUPI.com database of medical questions that will be not just 1,000 questions or 2,000 questions like many of the databases that are in existence today, but over 10,000 questions and always growing.
Don't you think that it would really make sense to have a class at school? So, I mean, for people between the age of 6 and 17, to have a class that has to do with medicine and just being able to recognize the most common problems that you might have with your body?
Yeah, I think that's very important, and I think
because we don't have it in Poland, and I actually would really like to have this changed.
Well, there's a class in America called physical education, and they're supposed to cover that topic as well, but they may not cover it as in depth as they should.
Okay, because physical education for Poland, that only means you play sports. Wychowanie fizyczne.
Yeah.
We really don't have a course like that.
Do you not learn about certain muscles, certain diets and things like that?
You do at your biology class, but only your muscles, you see them at a scheme, but you don't really read about diets, for example, and how important it is to have, for example, a diet that is comprehensive.
Well, I mean, I don't know about in America or in Poland, but the UK, for example, they have a very basic knowledge through school, like you said, in biology and also in physical education. So, to answer your question, young people do need to be educated about this. However, the platform we're creating is more of a study aid for university students.
Of course.
Stage 1. Stage 2, if there's a demand for it, I don't see why there isn't a reason why we couldn't build something like this for younger students.
Maybe this will be the step to follow with.
Yeah,
right?
that's a really good idea, Maciej.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely is.
Thank you.
We take it.
Really, of course, it's yours. It's yours, and I'm happy. We have heard from Justin Timberlake.
It's a nice song, very positive.
It's a very positive song. I think it was in one of the
Minions?
The Minions, yeah. And it's made a huge career since.
Great song.
Which we hope will also happen with Damian, with Jason, and with Barry, because these guys are just about to open their startup. And I mean, you've worked on this for quite a long time, but now you are ahead of the release date, which means that the huge database with questions that medical students are supposed to answer is just about to be opened. Have you invested your personal monies into it?
There is money invested.
There's money invested, and more important, there's time invested.
Time invested. How much time have you invested, Barry?
A year?
Yeah, About a year now.
All of us have put a good year into it. Damien more
Yeah.
so than Jason and I.
Doing
in terms
some other
of-
projects alongside, or was it 80% of your focus?
Oh, okay. So me personally, I'm more of a consultant on this project. I've worked on hundreds of websites, making them and producing content for them, and mainly clients in the UK and in the States. And I've brought this sort of experience and skills to the table here, and expertise, and also how to market the product.
Okay.
And Damien is working on this on a full-time basis to build hopefully a platform that's helpful for people.
Did you ignite the whole process?
You know, no, I was rather a person who was like gluing this together. Because,
Yeah, let me explain this. So
Jason?
I'm the medical student
You're
here,
up.
and
So you came up with the
I've
idea?
always had this idea in the back of my mind, and I just didn't have the way to execute it. And I met Barry, obviously in Poznan, and he had a background in internet marketing and other experiences that would help me launch this idea and this project. And so me and Barry are actually the founders of QUPI.com. And when it got to a certain point where we decided to really, put 100% effort into this project, we partnered up with Damien.
How did you find Damien?
We were all friends.
we were already friends.
Yeah.
Thing is that because previously I was a manager in FMCG industry, so like completely different, but still that was a huge project. I had to rebrand.
Is it food
malls?
business?
It is like fast-moving customers' goods, so not only food, but it is related with hypermarkets.
Okay.
So we were basically traveling all around the country and rebranding malls. And then after my contract has finished, I came back home, and it got me thinking, what is my next step? What should I do to be happy, just to be satisfied with my work? And I decided to choose something different and try something like, maybe hard, but exciting. And this is how, like, through conversations, we find out that we have something in common, that aim, that there is somewhere a common aim that we had, and this is how it happened.
And the common aim is to really improve the educational process of people who study medicine, which we will still talk about. But I thought that if I ask Jason about American music, he will have a lot to choose upon.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'm more of a
Country
rock fan. Like I'm a Journey fan.
You can choose anything, to be honest.
Go for it.
Like Journey, Lights. What's that song? When the lights go down in the city, or something like that. Journey.
You know it, Bart?
I don't know the exact name of the song. I know the song though.
Yes,
Yeah.
but the name is slipping my mind.
So it's Journey
I think it's
and
Lights. So,
potentially, yeah.
yeah, it's probably Lights.
Okay, and the artist?
Journey.
Okay. Thank you so very much. And that is from the States, right?
That's definitely from the States.
Okay. Good. This is the moment when you're about to hear some music that you don't usually hear on the Polish radio. So that is exciting. You are tuned in to MC Radio, and thank you very much for that. I am here with a group of men that have come together to create a platform for medical students, and they have invested their time and money in the whole process. So you are in this moment when you are about to check whether your idea was successful. So is it a stressful moment before the premiere?
No. I've had a few startups in my life, and the last two didn't make any money but didn't lose any money. So I'm confident that the third time's a charm.
The third time is the charm. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense, and I really hope that it will work this way. Jason, you provide people with advice, medical advice, on YouTube.
Advice as well as knowledge. I'm actually working on finishing up microbiology, this discipline for medicine. And people like it. And not only medical students are benefiting from this YouTube channel, but even non-medical people who has told me, oh my gosh, thank you for teaching me about syphilis or gonorrhea.
Is there a topic that people found interesting and would ask a lot of further questions about?
I did a video actually on meldonium.
Meldonium, which is
Maria Sharapova got in trouble with.
That is so interesting. Maria Sharapova, the super famous tennis female player from Russia.
Yes.
She she wasn't able to play tennis for like a year because of taking meldonium, which would actually help her heart to be stronger, right?
I don't want to get political, but it is a heart medicine, and it is effective. As far as it helping and enhancing an athlete, I cannot make any comment on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you tell them about meldonium? I mean, what did you tell your viewers?
I told my viewers what the ingredients do, how it works chemically, and that it does work in a metabolic way, which is beneficial in protecting the heart. I'm not going to get into details; it's very boring. But of course, it got very political with the user comments, the feedback that
you got lots of comments on the video.
Lots of comments. Probably, I stopped counting, like over 20. Wow. Yeah. So, and they're actually going at it with the other users, like. This is why, it's very political, and, it's probably the U.S. fighting with the Russia. And
it's a very current topic, right?
It's still current. Meldonium is still banned. And a lot of people are saying that's not fair. So, that's a situation.
And some people have been really upset by the fact that her penalty not to take part in professional tennis has been shortened, and that she now has access to all the important tournaments. But that is obviously a political issue, and maybe we do not have to discuss it. But as a very general question, Jason, can I just ask you if you feel like it will be harder and harder to determine whether as an athlete, a sports person, is enhancing their performance?
Modern athletic events, it's gotten very difficult because when people are making so much money and there's so much to gain by being the best athlete, there's always too much temptation to cheat. And so whether it's
Lance Armstrong,
or any other of these athletes doing doping or blood doping or any other doping, even there's probably chemicals out there that are being ingested by these athletes that we don't even know about, And they're doing it, and
so
that's what it is.
Many athletes might be one step ahead.
Might be
ahead of the commissions, right?
That's the truth.
You could be right.
It's
we just don't know.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation. I mean, there's just so much rewards that they're going to take the risk.
Yeah, because the bar is so high and there's so much to win, right?
Yeah, these people have an edge, and if they can get a slight edge on a competitor, then they're going to do it. I mean, it's human nature, right?
Yeah, even in America, I have a lot of medical student colleagues that used a drug called Adderall, which is basically legal speed.
It's a smart drug, they call it, right?
Yeah, it's a smart drug.
Smart drug because it will not be considered a drug?
Well, it helps you concentrate, and it's prescribed by doctors for people who have...
attention deficit disorder.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, but very effective for medicine students
who need to stay
who
up
have
all
to
night.
study so much, right?
Yeah,
So we're hoping to take the Adderall away from students and give them QUPI on their phone.
Exactly.
But does it have any
Hopefully.
side effects?
Yeah, unfortunately, the side effects can be very severe if you overdose on speed. Your heart rate can jump very fast, and you can have a heart attack.
Yeah, exactly. That is something to emphasize. Thank you so very much for your comments. This is not the end of the show, but we're about to enter the very last part of International Poznań. I will be happy to have you stay with International Poznań until the very end. We are back on MC Radio. Thank you so very much. This is the very last part of International Poznań. So, in case there is something that you really would like to say, it is the right moment.
Hi, Mom.
Very good idea. Thank you very much, Barry. Barry, you are in Scotland every once in a while, so that it is not that you see your family. Speaking of your mom, actually, very rarely.
Well, my family's split around the world, actually. My father lives in the States and my mum lives in England. If you stay in the one place for your whole life, you can very much get
You don't grow. Basically, you stop somewhere. And
Stop growing.
Yeah.
even if it's just a change of perspective, living on the other side of a city, or
Learning a new
whatever,
language,
learn a new language. Yeah,
trying new foods.
Yeah, that's what we're all about.
So you learn Polish?
Speak something in Polish.
Mówią trochę po polsku.
Okay. Tak bardziej czy mniej?
Mówią trochę po polsku.
That's a perfect way to sum it up. How is your Polish, Jason?
Moje po polsku? Troszkę. You know, I'm in the States most of the time.
Yeah, that for sure.
But more Zorka is being taught in Polish, so I better start learning.
Okay, so your wife who's Polish, she speaks Polish to your daughter?
Yes.
And you speak English to your daughter. So she's bilingual from the birth.
Well, she's going. Well, she's only 10 months old right now, but she's gonna be learning Polish first.
Really?
My wife's gonna make sure of that.
Because she spends more time at home than you do.
I'm at home too, but I support my wife, so I do say a few words, you know, moje kochanie, you know, in Polish, stuff like that.
Which is great after all, because your daughter is about to live in the States, so she will have very good English anyway.
Anyways, that's true.
At school and other places in the neighborhood. And your wife is the connection to Poland. Sometimes people who emigrate, they forget about their native tongue. They don't really preserve it. But we have a different scenario in here.
Yeah, that's true.
A different approach.
I mean, I lost most of my Chinese, so...
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I lost most of my Chinese. I think I got it back in 2010 when I was in Beijing for 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
But it's slowly just going away, disappearing. You know.
You married a girl from Poznan?
Yes.
How long ago?
Well, our wedding was May 5th of last year, so we've been married for a year now.
Can you tell me, congratulations, can you tell me how did that change her life, having emigrated to the U.S.?
She misses home. I mean, even me, when I was in Poland for studies, the first 2 months was very, very hard. Homesickness and everything. And it's the same with her. Also, here she has a sister and her parents. So it's, you know, if she ever wanted to see them, it was just a bus ride.
At least every half a year, you say?
Yeah, I did. So every half a year, we are back here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there any tough or challenging paperwork or administration procedures that you have to take if you are married to an American citizen, just like your wife?
She did need a visa initially to go to Americas.
She did need.
She did, but
Okay.
now she has a green card, so she has a residence.
Oh, so she was lucky to be one of the chosen ones.
No, I sponsored her for the green card.
Okay, I understand, because sometimes there is a lottery.
There is a lottery.
And I thought she was the winner of the lottery.
No, I sponsored her.
Okay.
I paid good money to a lawyer and sponsored her, and we got all the paperwork done.
Okay, good.
And all the paperwork.
That's important.
Yeah, passed through and no problem.
And your daughter already has the citizenship?
She was born in America.
Okay.
So she
fair
has a citizenship because we knew it was going to be easier to get a Polish passport after the fact. But it's always hard to get an American passport. It's, again, more lawyer fees and more paperwork. So we did this way. And she's actually pregnant again, so we'll probably do it again for baby number 2 as well. So this is...
But so far, so good.
Yeah, I'm happy, and we have a happy family, so we're doing well.
That's for sure. Barry, do you imagine a similar scenario ending in Poland, for example?
Possibly. I'm open to ideas, but right now I'm not thinking about that.
Ideas or meeting new people?
No. I'm open to ideas of where my future might go, but at the moment I'm not thinking about that. My eye is on the work right now. I want to use these prime years to get as much work done as possible and potentially put myself ahead for the future.
Mm-hmm. When might be the time to think about different topics?
I don't think it's on my agenda right now.
Okay. Do you think that you can plan it?
It's not even something I've considered.
Mm-hmm. What is your advice, Jason?
Come on, Jason, give me some advice.
I mean, I was the playboy. Damian knows. He first meeting we met was at like Piarnia. So
You were the party animal.
I was the party animal. I was the one doing the double shot vodkas and talking to any girl that moved. It was pretty bad.
Your wife to be probably didn't really consider you the best candidate.
No,
back in the day.
When she first met me, she's like, no.
Not this one.
Yeah, this is he's too slutty. He's too naughty. Yeah. But a good woman can make a man settle down. So that's what happened.
Did she have to work on you, or did you have to work on yourself? Who worked more on that?
It was just natural. I mean, we dated. It was natural. We didn't fight. It was there was no like red flags. I wasn't afraid of any hidden monsters in her. No, there's some women, they're so nice, and then all of a sudden there's like Medusa coming out, and you wonder, what did I get into? And that didn't happen with us. So and of course, if vice versa, with me, the monster in me didn't come out. So she was okay with that. So it happened, and I just remember, like, we weren't even thinking about marriage. We were just thinking about, well, we're not getting any younger. We're in our 30s, so should we have children? It wasn't even like we should get married and then have children. It was just, should we have children now?
Okay.
So that's what happened, yeah.
And Barry is your age, pretty much?
Barry's a bit younger than me.
Okay, so that's maybe why he doesn't worry about it.
He has a few more years to catch up.
Exactly.
No extra or double shots of vodka anymore? Jason?
I do once in a while.
No girls anymore.
But then I do once in a while a double shot, but then my bedtime is at midnight.
Okay, so you're just a calmer person now.
Yeah, I am much calmer. I mean, unfortunately, but I guess fortunately for my family.
What a great conclusion. I don't know what they will say at home. But I really would like to say my warm words to your family.
Thank you.
I hope they're great and they are doing great. Thank you so very much, gentlemen.
No, thank you.
QUPI,
well.
QUPI.com is the address that everyone should check in in July.
Just a short moment, if we can do.
Damian.
Yeah, we would like to invite medical students for a workshop. Everyone that is available. It will be 27th of May at 5 p.m. So it would be best for them to just go to our Facebook fan page. It is at QUPI page, and find an event. We have a workshop created, so they need to click going and come there.
As easy as it.
Yeah, QUPI.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sheshe. Just,
Sheshe.
if I may use some Chinese.
Of course, perfect. Bukoshi.
Thank you.